Today I'm going to show you how I take this antique hutch and I paint it with some chalk paint that I make. This is an antique pie safe that I've had for almost the entire time I've been married, which is 11 years, but after I gave it a makeover 4 years ago, it has seen better days. There are scratches and scuff marks from all of my animals and just general dirt and debris and wear and tear. So I'm going to give it a makeover today. When I first made over this piece 4 years ago, I didn't have the knowledge that I do today about stripping furniture or sanding down wood grain or how to even go about making over a piece of furniture the proper way. I still am learning every time I do a project. I get a little bit more knowledge, I get a little bit more skill. But since this is already painted, I'm just going to paint it again in a pretty green color. I'm going to use the same color I used on my front door, which you see me painting in the video about 5 updates you can do to your home. And on the theme of last week, I talked about ways you could decorate your home without buying anything. This is paint I already have, and I'm going to make some chalk paint out of the latex sample. But first I need to clean it. It's been a while since it's had a good dusting. And when I made this over the first time, there were doors and I wanted to have them off to display it. So I took the doors off and then I added these peel and stick stickers to the top of it because my cat used to eat here, but they are disgusting and I didn't have enough. These were left over from when I put them on my stairs, and I've recently removed those as well. I just want simple, cleaner look here lately, so I'm going to take this off and just paint it all the same color. And I may change the hardware too, but that may be a different video. I know I'm going to get questions about this hardware. These are called pumpkin ceramic knobs. They are vintage inspired, but they are new from, I think, a seller on Etsy, possibly on Amazon. I don't remember, but they came in a bunch of different colors. I liked the white, and they're just timeless and classic, and I love the shape. Reminds me of pumpkins in the fall. But I may change this up. I'm not sure. Again, it's probably going to be in another video, but they are super cute, even on the green, as you'll see later on in the video. To make the chalk paint recipe, you'll need a place to mix the chalk paint mixture, some latex paint, some plaster of Paris, measuring spoons, and just a little bit of water. And you'll need a cup of latex paint. I am using the color Meadow Sage from Sherwin-Williams. This is the same color I used on my front and back door. You'll need a tablespoon of water and 2 tablespoons of plaster of Paris. I usually use calcium carbonate when I am making my own chalk paint recipes at home, but I had plaster of Paris and I didn't want to spend any money on this upgrade, and it was going to take a couple of days for that to come in from Amazon, so I decided to use the plaster of Paris as a way to give you 2 options for a chalk paint recipe. I have used both before in my house. Both are holding up great. I used the calcium carbonate recipe on the shelves in the playroom and the plaster of Paris recipe on my dresser. And as long as you seal both of them, they should work just great. Then you're ready to paint after you mix up your mixture. While you watch me paint this hutch, I'll share a couple of tips to keep in mind if you are ever painting furniture. I like to use a couple of pieces of scrap wood to prop up my furniture piece off of the drop cloth. That way I'm not fighting with the drop cloth or the piece of furniture to properly paint all of the areas that I need to, unlike you see me doing here, trying to open the drawers because I forgot to leave them open after I removed the drawer hardware. So, but it's okay. Make mistakes so that you don't have to. Learn from me, and that's basically the whole point of these videos. Another thing I like to do is use an old sheet as a drop cloth, and that way you don't have to go and buy new or buy plastic, and it's just a lot more sustainable that way. Once the paint dries, I'm adding a protective top coat. I'm using this stuff from Dixie Belle Paint. It's called Big Mama's Butter, and it's a wax alternative. And just like a furniture wax, you would apply it with a lint-free cloth. I'm using a microfiber, and then you buff off the excess, and it leaves behind a protective top coat with just a little bit of a sheen, so that it's going to be well protected but pretty easy to wipe down. You see the difference in the matte texture of the chalk paint and the shinier finish of the Mama's Butter, and it went on fairly smooth and it smelled really good. So this is the first time I'm trying this product, but I will let you know if I recommend it, if it holds up well. I am taking a chance because it's not a high traffic piece. I only open the bottom parts and it's going to be accessed from the hardware, so it should hold up just fine. Isn't she stunning? Look at this green against that white backdrop. It just pops. So I do like the knobs on here, and I'm going to style it now. I added all of the dishes back in a little bit different configuration and tried to only use neutral colors, and I added my candlesticks over here, and I just love how the green is very muted but still enough of a color that it adds a nice contrast to this space, and I'm very happy with how this quick makeover turned out. So if you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button, and as always, thank you so much for stopping by the mansion, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.